Hello everyone. Well, remember in the last chapter I said try to save, if you have time, you should have time before the first fight of chapter 10, or I guess this would be the first fight before the beginning of the chapter. Anyway, it's like just in case something goes wrong, you have a save point to start over. And here's a perfect example. My Nympho didn't kill all three, from the last time I started this, so all I'm going to do is going to go back and restart it, and as you can see, I got, quite a few more points just by killing them faster. Now, on the fights coming up, I got these on video. Again, the fights look decent, and, I record them, and I get them down, to see what they look like, and just do segments at a time. And then after I look at them, like, oh, well, this might be able to be a little bit better, and or I might be able to do this a little bit faster. So I go and try a couple things, and I don't worry about getting it on video. I probably should, but trying to get everything on video is kind of a hassle. There was a missed intercept right there, but because you have to record it and start over and then capture it and put it down and then edit it and clip it and trim it and all that stuff. So I get what I think is pretty good right now. And again, of course, I'm still having some problems with my, capturing and recording device, so that just makes it worse. But anyway, the point of all this is now I go up here and I upgrade. But the point of all this is these fights look good, or acceptable, probably to a lot of people. But when you realize, in HP1 it's all about speed. So I went back and refought, the first 4 fights, and you'll see my score right here. And then, starting it up again right here, I had 11,000 points. So I missed 11,000 points just on 4 fights alone. So that's going to happen throughout the video. Again, sorry. But here, just drag the essence. All the farming that I did in the other chapters paid off because I'm able to, upgrade to my UF, and it's good long animation, gives the enemies a chance to spawn again. So I was able to upgrade my Dobby to level 2, but on the worm fight, intercept, forward Y, and as you can tell, the UF doesn't do as much damage. But this does. The double ET, it really is like a single ET, but it connects twice for some reason, and you can see how much damage it does. So on this fight right here, I probably could have released about a half a second or a second earlier, and met him down, and probably could have got another 2,000 points. I mean, that's how fast these scores can add up on these enemies with the time limits here in HP1. I thought I would try something different, Nympho these guys, and then you just kind of hope for a good spawn. Again, some of the debates before were, the karma runs aren't that hard if you just have the patience, but you've got to recognize patterns and what you can do, with the weapons that you have. So I didn't go and replay that fight like I could have, just because I had a good worm fight, and again, I have less than 2 weeks now to finish everything. So Nympho, UT, and here's another one of these examples where what I had recorded earlier for these next 4 fights coming up, I had disk error issues. So these fights aren't exactly what I had earlier in terms of score. And what you want to do here is you want to light your Nympho before you drop down, and you want to time it to where the Nympho ends right when you hit the bottom, and then light it on the way up. So I was able to kill 10 going down, and with the Nympho going back up, kill the enemies to where whenever I went back down again, I was able to kill all 30. So I got a pretty big score on that fight. Here, pretty much the same. I thought about chaining UTs, but it doesn't, really help with the UF. Don't forget to get your Scarab right there. That's the 30th Scarab, and you want to get that for the Armlet of the Sun. And that's the reason I waited to do the beetle fights. Now, I actually shot the rat as earlier and tried to drag it, and you can see me charge, and then it charges again, and then I only get an ET. But again, this fight is just something that, you know, I had a disc error on, so this is just to get on video fight. And the same thing goes for, you know, the Fiend Challenge. What you want to do is mix in your Nimpo when it's beneficial to you, because you can always go out, since you have the Armlet of the Fortune, is kill some of the imps and hope you get essence to refill your impo or your Nimpo. I wouldn't have impo. I wouldn't have fought these fights like this. Again, it's just to get it on video. You'll see again once I finish this this fight, and you'll see my score tally up whenever I get the rebirth, because that's your reward. The score going into the next fight is actually like 122,000 points more. So I mean, you look at the just a few seconds here and there really adds up. You know, this fight is worth like 3,000 points a second. You know, the Ghostfish fights are worth like 5,000 points a second. So you can see my score there, and now you can see it here on the worms. Now I tried a couple of techniques with the worms, but you know, again, with not having the time, I didn't get to really explore it as much as I wanted to. So I was, you know, happy with this worm fight. And that the ET right there actually wouldn't have killed him. I could have released that a little bit earlier. But here's a missed opportunity. I missed the intercept, and then I missed the forward Y. So, you know, I could have already killed him with that, but instead I have to wait and then shoot him with the arrow. And that's what I would have had to done with the other one if the UT hadn't connected. But still, you know, the kill score is not, you know, that bad for what it is. Again, the low health UF is not anywhere as powerful. Here I started the fire wheels a little too late, so that cost me, you know, a second. And again, there's another 5,000 points or more, you know, lost. You want to finish these 30 guys with like 11 or 12 seconds left. And you know, as you can see, you know, I didn't do that, so I lost at least, you know, 10 or 15,000 points there. But, you know, trying to go back here, you know, I should have released my ET right there. And I didn't. A lot of that was based on because I had such a good worm fight that I didn't want to go back and really mess with it too much. But there is a lot of points, you know, left to be had. Some people go back and save or go and fight the next fight without doing this, but I don't have the time to do that. Again, lit the fire wheels, hit X twice instead of lighting my fire wheel, so again, a little bit more points cost there. And, you know, I keep stressing that, and but it really adds up. And of course, you know, I grab this diary. That's the stupidest thing that, you know, they should have made it another button to interact. You know, I've walked out of the archive challenge on Master Ninja with 110 enemies killed, walked out the door by mistake. And people who've had that happen, you know, knows it sucks really bad. But here, just Nimpo everybody, and make sure you get in far enough so you can kill that last guy around the corner. Now I change over to the Fortune because I noticed the essence out there. Really take advantage. I used to think the Armlet of Fortune was kind of a dumb, you know, armlet to have, but on a run like this where Nimpo, you know, is really critical, intercept and then to a UT, and then they all kind of jump into it. But where, you know, Nimpo is really critical, it's good to have on a lot, you know, when you can. So here, you know, I tried to, you know, sometimes you charge up, but you just never know, you know, how they're going to come in or if they're going to be underground. So I just thought I'd take a chance and shoot a lot with the arrows, and you know, got pretty good. You know, at least it's decent. Don't forget to get this Life of the Gods up here. And then for the Peristyle Passageway, I dragged, you know, the essence from the from the rat again. And then right there is a what happens when you hit intercept and Y to do a UT, but you don't have any essence to do a UT. You're still going to end up getting hit. So here I just stayed at the back corner the whole way and let them come to me. That way I can control the fight a lot better. Again, use Nimpo if you need to. You know, one of the suggestions was to you know, just intercept forward Y and get a lot of points here, but you know, I think it runs down to like 30 seconds or 25 seconds, and you know, it's not worth as many points. Again, speed is a lot more important than, you know, the intercepts. And here, you know, you see a good time limit, you know, for fish that you want to have remaining, and you'll see like the other one I had like 193,000, and because I did a little bit slower, and here I did 207,000. So you can see the difference that a few seconds add up in this game. So no mystery here, just, you know, kill them with the low health UF. Pretty straightforward. Now the one difference is when you kill these greater fiends like this, or greater enemies like this, it automatically gives you, you know, two yellow essences instead of you just getting one and have to charge up. And also listen to your surroundings and watch the enemies. I could tell whenever the guy moved in front of me, how he moved, that there was a guy behind me. So that's the reason I knew he was there. Plus, you know, I heard him when he was starting to swing. Now, I want to do something a little bit different. Again, the low health UF is not as powerful as it is. You can't just kill Pazu in one move like you usually can. Here's a missed lunar explosion. It's forward YYY. I like it because I can stay in front of him. The timing is pretty good, but you still light the fire wheels, and again, you just keep doing forward YYY with the lunar. And you can intercept his stops, like right there, and just go straight into the other, you know, attacks. I mean, it's kind of repetitive, but you know, it gets the job done, and it's again, because the low health UF isn't as strong as what we're used to from Ninja Gaiden Black. This is a good alternative to that. So I kill them. I love the move right there, but I actually went back and tried it to see if I could, you know, because I messed up those couple times. But I was able to kill them a little bit faster, so my score is just a little bit better for the next chapter. Anyway, we'll see you in Chapter 11. It's a boring chapter until the Doku fight, but the time limit here is 42 minutes, and we'll see you later. Thanks.